Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your general reading for May 2020. I'm going to get directly into the reading. I'm using the Radiant White deck. We will be clarifying with La Vida Sabila. And I have been pulling Romance Angel, Angel Answer cards, and most definitely a Golden Nostradamus to wrap up the reading. In some instances, I'm only pulling either an Angel Answer or a Romance Angel. In some cases, I'm pulling both. But most definitely I am finalizing it with the Golden Nostradamus card. So let's get into the reading. 9 cards down. Here we go. 5 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. And a Queen of Wands. I don't know if some of you have lost your job. I mean, you know, lots of people have. But I think this is what this is saying to me. And right now you're trying to... Okay, I get that the circumstances may be that... Well, no, the circumstances are if you've lost your job, this is very difficult for you, and I understand that. But you don't want to be bitter about it, okay? Because basically, you are not alone. Everybody, as I stated, you know, last week in my open reading on my channel, everybody on Earth is under the same influence. And so I think... You know, if you're dealing with a difficult boss at the same time, somebody who doesn't want to, you know, assist you or doesn't want to pay unemployment benefits, or, you know, and the reason why I bring that up is this upside down Queen of Wands. And if she's not you, then she's somebody that you're dealing with. And so, you know, you want to be careful with this reverse 4 Pentacles energy, because miserliness, if it extends to the money, also means that the person doesn't have any empathy or compassion, and they're not willing to share anything else with you because they don't value you. And this is why I always tell you that the money and love equate to the same thing, and not necessarily just love, but, you know, respect. When people won't share funds with you, they're not going to share anything else with you. Their time, their emotions, their empathy, their compassion. They're not going to share anything with you. So if this is you, please be careful with this energy, okay? It's the Queen of Swords. The 4 of Cups, I'm sorry, the 8 of Cups reversed. Which is not a bad card. The keywords don't kind of fit the actual meaning of the card. I don't know why that is. But it's not a bad card, okay? The reverse 2 of Wands. Oh, wow, the reverse 2 of Swords. So now I've got these 2 queens here. And sometimes it can say 2 queens, gossip is mean. I think it's kind of... What's the word? Sexist to only assume that 2 queens together can be up to no good. You know what I mean? It is true that as women, we are really, really mean and nasty to each other, and can be very petty, particularly when in the, what do you call it? In the workforce or the career field. But it doesn't always mean, you know what I mean, that folks are being nasty to each other. I think there's other possibilities. That's what I'm trying to say. The reverse Fool. Look at that. And the Sun. Well, isn't that something? So I have 2 queens and 2 twos. So 2 twos on the one hand, speak to the need to make a choice or change, a decision. It also requires that you're going to have to figure out a way to communicate in a, I don't know, honest, truthful manner, but not be a bitch about it. But two-twos always, for me, represent being at a crossroads. There's some kind of choice or decision that needs to be made, an opposition. This could be you being opposed within yourself to the two options that you have or the direction that you want to go, but it could also be someone actively opposing whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, there's that Three of Pentacles. So we have this idea of some kind of partnership coming in. The Three of Pentacles usually is the idea of building a strong foundation. You have made a decision. You got your plans all together. Maybe you even go to seek, some professional advice. The guy being on the bench represents somebody who has, who's in a higher position than these two people here. Threes can also speak to a time where there's events are suspended. They're suspended because more work needs to be done, which is why you take your plans and you go talk to people. Okay. It's interesting that this entire row here down the center, which is our present column, is all reversed cards. Obviously, the money's not right. The emotional thing is not right. The thoughts are not right. The direction or your willpower is not right. But it ends with the sun. And so this tells me that whatever this situation is, it will ultimately right itself. Okay? So I have 2 wands, 2 coins, 2 swords, and 2 major arcana cards with the cup right in the center. I don't know if you remember me telling you some time ago that I was going to fix my normally I use my phone to read all my documents. Well, I printed them all out and got myself a book. Yeah, it's pretty big. But what we're going to do is I finally got it. My point was that I finally got it kind of fixed. So first, let's take a look at this reversed Queen of Wands. Now, it says when the Queen of Wands, it says 2 queens in a spread may be indicating short-lived trouble with a female friend. Now, why you're having this trouble, I don't know. We'll look at that with the Sibyllus. The reversed Queen of Wands, the keywords are jealousy, deceit, a turned friend, false pride, snobbery, stupidity, interference, and narrow-mindedness. The negative aspects of the reversed Queen of Wands, she is domineering, strict, and manipulates people and situations to her own advantage. She is a woman of deceit and lies, and the distinct message when she appears in a reading reverse is to use caution when dealing with her. It warns of someone who may become quickly impatient with those who show weakness. She is often someone who thinks she is efficient and organized and who likes to be in control at all times, but this may be mistaken for arrogance by those who resent her domineering and interfering attitude. She may believe that others cannot manage efficiently or effectively without her influence, supervision, and direction. That's what this is. It may be indicating a woman who may be narrow-minded and closed off. She can often come across as domineering, uncharitable, strict, and bitter. It may be implying infidelity within a relationship. And if this is a straight business partner relationship or somebody that you are dealing with, there's, they can be, they can cheat on you in a business sense too. It says, hold on, I didn't staple this. Well, I can't staple, it's too big. It says it may be warning of infidelity within a relationship, mistreat, and distrust. Do not confide in this woman as it will come back to bite you. The reverse Queen of Wands is reluctant to let others take the lead. So that's our first key. So I'm going to be looking at her. If this is you, now remember, a card can represent two different people, the same, two different aspects of the same person, but it can also represent a person and a situation. And if this is you, you're going to have to embody this energy to get this sun, okay? And what that means is you're going to have to put your thinking cap on and bring to bear all of your mental acuity to figure a way out of this situation. The sun tells me that you can do it. Maybe right now you don't have the stamina, the energy. Maybe you're all, your emotions are all upset. You don't quite know what to think about the situation. But you can do this. Now, what you don't want to do is front and be stupid and be arrogant, pretend you know something that you don't know. Okay, if you don't know what to do, you need to admit that. And that's the first step to conquering the problem. Hey, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so let's take a look at this reversed Four of Pentacles. This book is huge, y'all. Did I show it to you? Let me show it to you. Okay, it's big, and I still don't have all the stuff in it that I need. Okay. This Two of Wands is kind of what's sticking out to me, and I'm not exactly sure what it's trying to tell me. Okay, here is the reverse Four of Pentacles. The keywords are suspension, delay, loss, opposition, obstacles, hindrances, postponements, jealousy, envy, greed, attachment to material objects and items. Now, twice you've gotten the word of jealousy. It indicates someone who is attached to the materialistic realm. This person enjoys power and always wants to be in charge. They will put in extra effort towards attaining money, financial, and material gain. It signifies a miserly tendency and reveals a negative attitude in holding on to what one has at the expense of embracing anything new and fresh. Miserliness can extend to the realm of emotions. One's attitude towards money as a valuable commodity can be linked to one's feelings about oneself and others as valuable and worthwhile. So it's just telling you. Therefore, stinginess with money is associated with lack of emotional generosity. It may also indicate as much fear of losing emotionally as there is of losing financially. It tells of someone becoming a miser, and it tells of all of this energy stifling the financial flow. It indicates a reluctance to give up anything or to share fairly. This can apply to a relationship or career or any other aspect of life. A fear of failure and loss is most likely the root cause of this attitude and needs to be addressed. It may indicate that others may be jealous of your wealth or social standing and are plotting to create obstacles for you. It indicates that you will enjoy a financially rewarding period, but in order to gain this material wealth, you may have to experience a loss of some kind. A form of inheritance may be gained through the death of a relative or close friend when this card appears reversed. Alternatively, it may be suggesting the end of a relationship or partnership, which will result in a payout of sorts. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe you're going to have to part ways with this person, and y'all going to have to divvy up the, the spoils, so to speak. It may be suggesting the end of a job, occupation, or career path. You may receive a retrenchment payout at this time. You will lose your job security, but will gain monetarily in the short term. It may be indicating that a person is acting in a greedy and stingy manner. This person may be cutting themselves off from the world at large. It tells of a need to establish new plans so that you are prepared when upsets and or delays take place. Opposition may delay future plans, so it would be advisable to have an alternative plan or option ready just in case. Money spent unwisely is implied by the reverse Four of Pentacles. It may also imply irresponsible decision-making, false economy, greed, and the squandering of resources. You are to keep a check on this for your own financial stability and security. I'm trying to see if there's anything that this can tell me. It tells me nothing being with these two cards. Okay, let's go to the Five of Pentacles. Let me see first if it basically, this card is speaking to a variety of obstacles, setbacks, and feelings of lack and loss. It indicates economic and financial difficulties, that you may have overlooked something in your details. It also suggests financial loss and emotional hardship, but there's also an implication that the loss has been brought on by your own hand. Problems and hardship brought about by oneself is an uncomfortable position to be in. However, it does provide a basis for starting over, bearing in mind the pitfalls of the past. You will be therefore better equipped to restart or tackle the problem differently the next time. It tells of a temporary loss of income, therefore a decline in lifestyle and self-respect. This may be on a financial level as well as emotional, and it indicates that while struggling to keep a hold of what one has, one actually risks losing everything. And I've seen that where, you know, things are kind of tight, and so what do? You conserve. And being a Capricorn, that's one of the hallmarks of the energy of the sun. Capricorn represents winter and a time to conserve and put away for hard times. But if anybody can come through this, it would be Capricorn, because you guys never give up. By the same token, you have a lot going on in your sun sign if you're a Capricorn sun. Um, Astrologically, you do. There are a lot of changes and upheavals that are happening, these things that are affecting you personally, but if not you, then somebody that you know, that you're involved with, somebody that you work for, because Capricorn rules governments and large corporations, heads of state, things of that nature. But again, if anybody can come through this, Capricorn can. Because where other people just see hard work and maybe doom and gloom, Capricorn is the goat, and the goat always continues to climb. So this is about climbing out of this particular, whatever this thing is, and trying to look to see an opening for yourself. Okay, let's look at this reversed Eight of Cups. Now let's see if nothing next to any of these cards. Now, this is what I say when I say the keywords don't quite fit the meaning of the card, because the keywords speak to great joy, happiness, material success, and feasting. But yet, the meaning is it indicates uncertainty about the future and indecision. And we see that here, about which direction in which to head. Some serious thought and soul searching is needed at this time. It implies dissatisfaction, disappointment, and disillusion, the feeling of being dejected, rejected, and defeated. So reassess your position and then make alternative arrangements or amend plans accordingly. It tells of temptations to pursue temporary distractions, even though all may be well at home. It tells of putting emotional security at risk by believing that the grass is greener on the other side. Now, this could be you being jealous of this person, but what's showing up is that this person is full of jealousy, and I don't know why that is. It may be indicating that your interest and priorities lay within the material realm. It may be implying that money is desperately needed at this time, and you must be willing to put your efforts and hard work into attaining it. It may be indicating that changes need to be made in regard to your attitude and lifestyle. So be sure of your choices and decisions before undertaking these changes. It is an indication that situations may take a negative turn. Sweeping changes need to be made in your life when the Eight of Cups appears reversed. Once this is done, positive energies will usher into your life and lighten your attitude. Reversed, it is a message to do with changes that It is a message that have to do with changes, and it is indicated that you need to view a situation or issue from all angles before making any major decisions or changes in your life. It is not a good time to travel or move home when this card appears reversed, and it is an indication that someone or something is preventing the facilitation of introspection. This can be due to circumstances or by the actions of another person or people, or can be due to the individual themselves not wanting to face the facts as they are and deal with them. That's not what I'm getting necessarily. In a way, maybe yes. Okay. The reverse Two of Wands. First, let's see if we can, okay, there's nothing about the Two of Wands next to these cards. So here are the keywords: sadness, self-doubt, anticlimax, conflict, trouble, fear, loss, and disappointment. It tells of a need to organize and bring order to your personal life. You are asked to clarify things to prevent misunderstandings. It also tells of missing out on promotions or of being dominated by others. It is implied that some loss of momentum brought about by self-doubt and a feeling that personal achievements have not been as valuable or fruitful as they have previously thought. There may also be a sense of anticlimax and disappointment. It may be indicating a falling out or disagreement with a colleague or associates. It indicates sadness and tells of a real need to expand your world. It may be implying that although you may feel low at this point, change is imminent and hope should not be lost. It is an indication that the foundations that have been laid down are not solid and need to be checked and rechecked, and any modifications should be done prior to moving forward with faulty plans. You will not achieve the desired results if you were to proceed. It is advising you to proceed with caution and care. It may also be telling you to have patience, as making moves or taking hasty actions at this time will have an unsatisfactory or desired result. It is a message that you need to organize and bring order to your relationships and priorities in life in general. Prioritize in life in general. Clarify things in order to prevent any misunderstandings. It is also a message to not allow anyone to dictate or dominate your mind, thinking, and or decision making. The reverse Two of Swords. First, let's see if it tells us anything being next to these cards with the Sun. It is telling you to keep faith and hope alive as changes are happening behind the scenes with the Sun that you will see back and that will see you back in action in quick time. It is a sign that your life is about to become very busy and active, as choices will be made that ushers in fresh energies and enthusiasm. But you're not in the right place. Reversed, the keywords are duplicity, falsehood, disloyalty, release, fear, worry, anxiety, stress, delays, postponements, and caution. Appearing reversed is a warning that you should be wary of someone who seeks a compromise but is unwilling to make concessions. It indicates a situation which has become tense and intolerable and tells of venting true feelings with little hope of compromise or reconciliation. It may be indicating that you are out of touch with your emotions, which may lead to wrong choices and decisions being made. Delay making decisions until you are sure of all the facts and are totally satisfied with them. If not, do not proceed. It tells of a shift or movement in current affairs, but be careful that this move or shift is in the right direction. Otherwise, you may find yourself in a very precarious position. You are warned not to deal with untrustworthy and unsavory characters. Keep dealings above board and honest. It asks that you give yourself ample time and opportunity to consider all options before fully committing yourself to anything of importance. Postpone making decisions until you are absolutely sure of yourself. The reverse Fool. And to me, this is that and that Two of Wands are the cards that are kind of standing out to me. There's definitely someone who is against you. The keywords for the reversed Fool: insecurities, uncertainties, folly, negligence, absence, carelessness, apathy, vanity, recklessness, and irresponsibility. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why this card has come out is because this is going to illuminate the situation for you. And once this is illuminated and you see clearly exactly those things that you need to see, you're going to be able to move through this. That's why this card has come out. Irrational impulses, foolishness, and poor judgment are some of the negative aspects of this card. Appearing reversed, it may be implying that you need to be strong in your own resolve rather than listening to others' views and opinions. It says that you are amidst doubt, uncertainty, and fear at this time. It speaks of folly, stupidity, and bad decisions and choices. It tells of one who never finishes what one starts. It also indicates that you may be inclined to be extravagant behavior that could lead to your downfall. Have more thought for the consequences of your action. It may represent uncertainty and doubt and bring insecurity to the fore. You may be amidst doubt, uncertainty, and or fear. It tells of choosing the easier path, even at one's own expense. And this could be the idea of, accepting help from somebody that you know damn well if you accept, it's going to be like doing a deal with the devil. You know that, right? One's behavior can tend towards irritability and one may become excessive. Childishness and irresponsibility are indicated when the Fool appears reversed. It can therefore be taken as a warning to be more responsible and to have more thought for the consequences of your actions. It signifies that a foolish choice or decision has been made. It is telling you to be strong within and listen to your inner voice before making your next move. Ensure that you are happy and satisfied with the way things are progressing in your life, and if not, change them. If you are troubled, it encourages you not to worry or stress, but rather summon the courage to discuss your position with those concerned. It may be indicating indecisiveness and irresponsibility, and at times it may even be indicating mental illness or madness. It tells you that you may be repeating the same mistakes over and over. So it is time to stop, look around critically, and then make the relevant changes. It may also be an indication of upcoming chaos, disturbances, and possible upheaval. It also tells of being unaware and naive in an important situation or experience. It indicates that it is not a good time to make binding commitments. So basically what this card is telling me is that the spread is that you're really allowing your fear, your insecurities, and your emotions to dictate the situation that you find yourself in. You're going to have to become clear, forthright, accept the situation for what it is, be grateful for the things that you do have, right? And maybe you can back out of this situation. I don't know. Let me, first thing I want to do is pull cards on her. And then I'm going to pull cards on this Two of Wands. Because to me it implies that somebody has either gotten really nasty, wanting to change direction, domineering, a control freak, but at the same time, the person is jealous. So whatever is going on, whatever conflict is here, it's not born out of anything but jealousy. It's not born out of finances. It's not born out of wanting to move ahead and to fix the situation. It's born out of jealousy. Dispiacere. Denari. Mercante. That is interesting. Let's look at this reverse two of what's the King of Coins at Mercante? And he's not showing up as a person. He's showing up somewhat like a situation, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. Alegría. Muerte. Very important. And the Gran Consolazione. Wow. I'm going to look at this Two of Swords here. And see if the card comes out that I think is going to come out. We shall see. Which is the Dileranti. The Lunatics. Okay, there's the Viaggio. The Il Nemico. And the Conversazione. This is very important. Very important. This is a warning. You have some kind of meeting or examination or interview or some kind of negotiations that are coming up. What you don't know and what you don't see is that there's somebody there, and it's going to be a man. Okay? Who may be trying to tell you that he knows best, he knows better. I still say he's showing up like a what do you call it? A situation. But he could also be the person behind the scenes. Okay? See, there's 3 people here. So this could be like somebody coming to you to have you do a job or something for them. But you're going to discover that this person has it in for you. Okay? The Dispiacere. I'm sorry, yeah, it's the Ace of Spades. Now, that's an interesting card. And let me explain to you why that is. It's a negative card, and it indicates bad news. Now, it does not describe the event causing the bad news, but it underlines the negative emotional impact that something or someone, money, and this person will have on you. Broadly, it foretells of a period of difficulty and sorrow and the failure of a project, humiliation, vicious gossip and or anger in whatever area inquired about. It can also herald violence, attacks, and arguments that can become physical. In love, it heralds misunderstandings, disappointment, and separation, and even possibly domestic violence. In family matters, it foretells of a falling out, bitter disputes, feuds, and very sad news. That is the card that can represent violence and brutality. In financial matters, it indicates a dismissal, a bankruptcy, a bad investment, and or bullying at work. In legal matters, it indicates serious problems with the law and unfair judgments. Now, there are 2 main areas of this card that are represented. The first is the open letter, which heralds bad news, and the news can be from any source. The second is the woman's reaction to the letter. It indicates that an event will shake you to your core and it will negatively affect you emotionally and on a very deep level. But also, broadly speaking, it can indicate a period of inner turbulence, painful interchange, and or bad karma that is demanding repayment. If positive cards follow, and these are positive because they are upright, It can indicate a period of spiritual growth and transformation. This will cause some degree of discomfort. Now, it says that if there are significator cards for people other than you, this is who it refers to, this man. And the situation is about finances and security. Oh, wait a minute. I'm missing something. Hold on. If it is near the Six of Hearts and a significator card, it tells of somebody whose life has been marked by hardship and that an event from the past has scarred him or her. Well, isn't that something? Oh my God, I'm having a hot flash. Hang on one second. And I'm going to have to get to the store real quick and get me some Sleep Cool from Estrogen. Oh my God. All right. Now, the next set of cards on this obstacles and this delay, this alegría. Now, this is interesting to me because sometimes the Two of Wands can be about thinking about taking a trip. What direction do you want to go in? And usually when you travel and you go on a trip, you end up meeting people, right? These are new experiences. Oh, dear God, please let that fan cool me off. Oh, my Lord. Now, what we have here is the Nine of Wands. Now, let me explain to you what the wands or the clubs mean in the Sibilas. It is one of the dominant suits, and it is able to alter any card for the better. It is a positive influence, okay? Generally, now it says people represented by the suit have brown, auburn to red hair, except for the queen, who is usually blonde. I don't know if that means anything for you, to you. Hold on, let me explain it. Let me give you the suits here, because they have another specific meaning. The clubs is positive, is about bringing news and events of happiness, fulfillment, wealth, good luck, and joy. Okay? Now, this card is called happiness. And to me, it indicates that whatever this indecision or this delay is, there's some happiness that's brought about because it comes to an end. This is the card of cosmic scissors. So, like the cosmic scissors. So this tells me that whatever this delay or obstacle, and then that there's a moment for you to gain some clarity in terms of what success is or what it means. That's how I'm interpreting that. But then we see over here, I don't know if this person comes back or you got to go meet with this person and you have conversations. So if this is a job thing, this could be like somebody calling you back to work, right? Why? Well, you're happy now because you're indecision about what's going to happen to you financially, and you're happy about that because, you know, that's going to come to an end. And now what you're seeing is the idea that you can see your way through, but there's something hidden here that you don't see. The card represents a happy event, a celebration, a holiday, a birth, graduation. In short, it represents any occasion that gives cause for celebration and happiness with other people. Now, I don't know if you were supposed to get like a promotion or something, and then the pandemic came along and kind of knocked everything out. But there's definitely somebody who's against you for whatever reason. Now, it says in love, it is certainly a good omen as it signals happy times and having overcome a difficult time. It indicates going out for a meal, a fancy date, a holiday together. Maybe this is saying that you were supposed to go hang with these people. Remember the card of feasting and it got called off. And you're like, oh wow, okay, now I can, but you're gonna have to see this, you're gonna have to do this. There's you can't avoid it. Now, it says it represents one's drinking buddies or a group of friends who you see socially. It does not imply a deep friendship. It may also indicate a fair weather friend, and more attention needs to be paid to this friend if it seems that they have the potential to become a lover, in which case the person can be motivated by self-interest instead of genuine love. Now it says it describes creative endeavors that are connected to dancing, music, and the entertainment industry. It also indicates self-confidence and a lack of fear. In financial matters, it stands for happiness thanks to an achievement and financial success. It heralds a period of good luck and it is extremely auspicious when gambling. But then here comes the death card. So there's something else going on here. That's the peachy, the 5 of spades. Upright, it acts like a pair of cosmic scissors because it cuts the flow of a situation and brings it to an irreversible end. I don't know if this is telling me that you made the decision that you're going to just cut and leave these damn people because it ain't been nothing but a headache for you, okay? Usually this is a drastic clean cut from which one cannot go back. Needless to say, this can be positive, for instance, if it ends in addiction or some type of abusive relationship. But it also represents the end of the life cycle in whatever area inquired about. It represents something that has reached its end and that is now ready to die out. It is important to remember that this card indicates abrupt and final change. Death is the most drastic form of change, from the material state to the spiritual one. And so the concept of death has been chosen to represent all those situations that will be ended abruptly and for good. But it also behaves in a particular way because its function is that of deprivation. In other words, it negates whatever the other cards are saying. So if the other card foretells of danger, it can negate a bad situation. Or by the same token, if other cards foretell of a happy marriage, and this card is amongst them, it negates a happy union. Consider it like a minus sign. In itself, the death card is not bad, but it can be bad near positive cards, as its voice is louder than any other card. On its own, this card heralds a painful and unwanted change. Okay? It merely indicates an ending to something or someone or even physical death. If there is a rebirth, it will be indicated by the other cards in the spread. In personal relationships, it indicates a separation, a breakup, extreme incompatibility, or that someone has done something which can never be taken back, and the relationship can never go back to the way it used to be. It also represents someone who has metaphorically crossed the Rubicon and will never be able to go back in whatever way this applies. It brands the person or the situation with the mark of irreversibility. But it also heralds the mighty fall of presumptions, threats, betrayal, and or public humiliation. It indicates a closure with something or someone, and it represents anything that is destined to die and be finished with. But in this instance, it can also indicate liberation and freedom from an oppressing condition. But the change indicated by the death card is always likely to come with a certain amount of discomfort and pain. It can also be related in some instance to bitterness and regret for not having said or done things before it is too late. It can indicate someone who has been irremediably scarred by an event or who waves something about themselves like a flag. In legal matters, it precludes any grounds for appeal, or it indicates a case that will reach or has reached the highest court and or will have a final resolution. It foretells of a drastic change in one's financial status. Other cards will indicate what kind of change it is. So obviously it's some type of group. However, more often this card it negates money or the opportunity for a career in the field inquired about. It also indicates swindles and dishonesty. But here's this card. It's almost like a sigh of relief. That's not the meaning of this card, but that's almost what it feels like. It is the Seven of Wands. It's the 9 and the 7. It represents success and affirmation in all areas. It is a clear signal that one is able to turn one's dreams into reality. This is the card of recognition, fame, gaining a good reputation, and prosperity. In fact, it is the light at the end of the tunnel and a blessing that comes as a result of having taken the right actions in the past. In love, it heralds a period of success, harmonious relationships, reconciliation, and engagement or a wedding. It also represents a period of optimism and positive outlook. Financially, it can represent money, various assets, and property. It also heralds a period of wealth and prosperity thanks to hard work and not blind luck. It can also stand for one's work environment, in which case the card is neither good or bad. So this is your work environment. Because here are these, again, here's this other Wands card. If I'm not mistaken, that's the Three of Wands, the Viaggio. It is the travel card. It says it represents all sorts of movements, trips, and journeys, a relocation, and all conditions that are not set in stone. It represents a city, foreign places, and a means of transport, such as a car, a boat, or a motorcycle. See, the person is leaving, but they're returning back. I don't know why. In business, it represents prosperous commerce, business travels, import and export activities, or a lucky idea or innovation. I didn't read these, so I'm going to go back and do that in a moment. It signals great energy in all areas, and it indicates innovation, physical movement, sport, and exercise. But it also indicates the arrival of something or someone that has been sent, especially for us to help us. When a person card, it's near a person card, it indicates travel to see that person. Now, the second meaning is that of change and transformation. Metaphorically, it can herald a spiritual process of transformation and awakening, a change of excuse me, a change of outlook, opinion, and or belief system. You're going to meet somebody. Now, this card speaks to an unknown enemy that you're going to be going to have conversations with. And this person may be completely foolish, may not know what the fuck they're talking about. But at the same time, this card is saying, don't you be reckless and naive. Okay? If you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Here is the... This card can be summarized in one sentence. It represents that of known enemies. Now, it says that this is somebody that you already do not like and you suspect that this person is plotting against you. If that is the case, when this card comes up, it confirms your suspicions. The enemy has an open dislike for you, and he is someone whose ambitions, desires, and egos clash with that of yours, and he is waiting for you to be at your most vulnerable before striking. Be careful, as this enemy can also be someone seemingly very nice, but somehow does not inspire trust and may give you a bad feeling every time you're in the man's company. It warns that you should trust your gut feelings about this person and situation and to keep them at arm's length. The cards that follow it will explain the kind of havoc this person or situation wishes to cause. It is some type of meeting or negotiation. More broadly, it represents someone who cannot mind their own business and who will cause serious nuisance to downright harm to you because they will start prying and meddling. It can also indicate someone who cannot see reason even if truth is presented to them, or someone who with their obstinacy can cause you endless grief. In love, it can indicate a rival or someone who openly does not want you to be together as a couple. You know, it can be a mean-spirited lover or a vindictive ex-husband. This person can be a true snake, as one of the partners may become the sworn enemy to the other, and love will turn to hatred for everyone to see, often involving gossip among one's circle of friends. Financially, it indicates snares, tricks, the danger of signing documents we do not fully understand, and a businessman who should not be trusted. It also refers to known competitors and to embezzlement, as well as marking this person with a good dose of inexperience, usually indicating that they do not have a clue as to what they are doing, regardless of their immovable opinions and rigid outlook that is the cause of so many problems for others. Professionally, this person is someone who always works against you. His agenda is always personal, and he nourishes rancor against you. He can be a colleague, a paparazzo, a private investigator, a bailiff, or someone within your circle of acquaintances who feels that they have a score to settle. Generally, it indicates cunningness, but often low cunning, someone who watches silently and plots against you, jumping to conclusions as to why things are the way they are without having the slightest bit of interest in the truth. The person's warped perception only fuels their vindictiveness. He is not interested in observing any fact that may disprove his biased view of you. This is someone who has made it their life goal to cause you grief. But on a broader level, this card is a harbinger of unpleasant events: scandal, gossip, pettiness, threats, blackmail, and something or someone who can become dangerous. Like a snake, this card indicates someone with a forked tongue, a spreader of lies, maliciousness, and gossip. And you are going to be traveling, if you haven't already, to meet this person. I don't know who this is, but whatever they're telling you, basically conversations, interviews, oral examinations, and invites to social events, especially those that imply being gathered around a table, such as a lunch or a dinner. And it also represents invitations, meetings with a purposeful aim and a productive aim. More specifically, this card indicates the person having the conversation when found near a significator card. So, unbeknownst to you, either somebody that you travel to see or somebody who's coming is talking bad about you. You don't know that yet. It heralds new connections, good offers and contracts, new business dealings, discussions about contracts, business plans, and clients. In a friendship, it represents good times, harmony, and meeting new friends. Now, there's a neutral connotation that refers to family, extended family, or a group of people who spend a lot of time together. Roommates, colleagues, and classmates. That's it. So we know the bad news, and we know that this bad news is about some kind of finances or some kind of business deal with this guy. Let's take, oh, this is, oddly enough, this card is in the hearts, not the diamonds, right? It's the Six of Hearts. I forgot what I just read about that, but it's in the Six of Hearts. Money, inheritance, abundance, a good business investment, monetary gain, success, gamblings, winnings, opulence, and wealth. The neutral meaning of this card can simply represent a family heirloom, property, assets, and capital. Oddly enough, the money card is found in the suit of hearts and not that of diamonds, which represents material affairs. That is because money is seen as being deeply connected to one's emotions. So therefore, it is not a coincidence that many arguments between families involve money. It can also represent an advantageous union, whether in love or business. But in love, it indicates an ulterior motive for financial interest behind the reason for getting married or having married or being with somebody. So it can very well indicate a loveless marriage or relationship. It can give the indication that one of the partners is a gold digger with insincere feelings and in the relationship for a clear secondary gain. Sometimes it can simply represent having married a rich person, especially for women. The other meaning of this card can be derived from the presence of the old books. Oh, old books and documents. It represents the past. When found before a significator card, it indicates a person or a situation already known or something from the past coming back into the present. It can also represent antiques and history. This has to do with your work. Here, the financial interpretation of this card comes to the forefront. Its neutral and main interpretation means work, one's job, and or a job offer. Okay? And all the rest of these meanings are secondary because it can represent a businessman, your boss, or an equally powerful colleague, for those of you who already have important job positions. When it describes the inner nature of a person, it speaks of a man who is meticulous, pragmatic, has good business sense, is a good salesman, and very often he's rich, but not from inheriting his wealth, rather from him being successful in business. The man is smart, but his perspicuity is more shrewdness and academic intelligence. His charisma lies in his persona more than his appearance, as more often than not he is not conventionally handsome, but exudes an aura of magnetism, leadership, and charisma. Professionally, this man can be your boss or an entrepreneur, a salesman, a shopkeeper, a representative, a sales representative, an accountant, a banker, and someone skilled at selling their product. The person can also be someone who is good with figures. He is usually honest, trustworthy, and has a lot of common sense. In financial matters, it indicates prosperous commerce, meeting influential people, and advantageous business jobs. That's what it says. Now, there are three people here. So this tells me that this was some kind of project or business deal or something. Maybe this person doesn't want to come up off the money or share the money, right? Or was told, no, we can't fund that for you, right? And this information came directly from this person. But maybe this is you saying, you know what? Okay, let's not lose it. We'll just chuck whoever this person is. And I can still see. But when you go to negotiate, there's going to be somebody there who don't sign any contracts at this particular point in time. That's what the cards are saying. Let's take a look. Formulate your question for the angel answer cards. And don't let anybody dominate you or try to put conditions on you about the finances that you are not comfortable with. Okay? Now, maybe this Queen of Wands is you. And this is saying that your position as a leader or a boss or whatever, you know, has been upset. Maybe somebody's trying to tell you that based upon the financial situation, you know, X, Y, or Z, but there's something else. I don't think the person likes you. There's a bunch of jealousy here for some reason, and I don't know why that is. Could just be they don't like you because you're a woman. Know what I mean? If this is somebody you've had previous dealings with before, you're going to have to meet them again. Oh my God. The card says romance. Holy smoke. Well, then maybe this card will tell us something else we don't know. But the card says romance. I don't see any romance in this situation, but, you know, he could be an ex-lover or ex-husband. Don't know. Whoever this person is, they're waiting now till you're your most vulnerable so they can creep back into the picture. That's all I can tell you. Now, isn't this funny? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Two types of romance. Let's see if Nostradamus can tell us what we need to know. Maybe this is somebody who's trying to come in and get with you because they in a crappy ass situation and you in a better position than they are. Does that make sense? Whatever it is, somebody's trying to thwart your plans. I'm just going to tell you. Let's see if Nostradamus can see something that we can't see and what he can impart for us. I think this is the star. I'm not sure. It's not the tree. The romance card. I don't know. That's just an odd card to come out. A very important relationship is about to enter or has recently entered your life. Well, I don't know about this. It says, this is the romance you have been waiting for. But like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs. Do not let that deter you or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life to stay. If your question was about a current relationship, you can expect the parties to become closer to one another. Past disagreements will fade away and trust will grow. All relationships have peaks and valleys. This card indicates an upward movement to a new level of dedication and intimacy. This can include engagement, marriage, or a form of recommitment to another. I don't know about that. Honestly, I don't know. But that's the thing. I don't know what the real story is for you, right? I just get the sense that I'm touching on the edges of it. Love yourself first. If you desire more romance, first look at yourself in a caring and non-critical way. The more you love who you are, the greater your capacity to feel loved by others. This means trusting yourself to take good care of you, and it may entail becoming more assertive. But do not worry, you can still be very lovable while affirming your boundaries. Perhaps this means spending more time alone instead of in a relationship. Something about this card. During this period, you can delve into introspection. Now, remember we said there's somebody that's blocking you from being introspective. You can delve into introspection to understand the patterns of your love life. Ultimately, you can take responsibility for attracting and agreeing to every relationship you've ever had. To heal your heart, find the blessings and lessons that you gain from each one. For instance, have you become stronger, more independent, and more patient as a result of your prior relationships? Then, if so, let everything else from the past go except for the lessons and the love. This card emphasizes the importance of loving yourself first, especially as you prepare for your next relationship or heal the one that you are in. As you gain self-respect, you'll begin attracting more loving people into your life. This will lead to healthy friendships and romances based upon mutual respect. I got the wrong glasses on. I don't know if this is the star card. Let's see. It's called the Thorns. Well, I should have guessed that, but I wasn't sure. The only certainty in our earthly lives is that they go on as a war. This card may be the harbinger of bad news or mourning or a simple difficulty that will cause pain. The wound will prick you like a thorn in your serenity or in your body. He's telling you that something bad is on the horizon. That's either going to mentally jack you up, emotionally jack you up, but could even financially jack you up. And so if this is the case, it's obviously, I'm interpreting this romance card as as the idea that whatever relationships, whoever these people are that you are in relationship with, the relationship was pretty good. Even if this is business, right? You got along with your colleagues, or at least you thought you did, But now that this situation with the pandemic has come along, the snakes have slithered out and the knives are out. So stand your ground. This is what this card is telling me. Love yourself first. And I always try to tell you that it is never wrong to love yourself first and to always choose in your own best interest, even if other people don't like it or understand it. You dig? Because ultimately, when you make that right decision for yourself and things, the situation clears up, goes away, you're going to be so proud of yourself that you were able to stand your own ground and choose for yourself. Okay? There's no money that can give you that feeling. All right? There's no security about being that money can provide in terms of being secure about yourself. You know, a lot of people feel secure because they are financially secure. But as we see, money comes and goes, right? And when you're in a particular situation where perhaps your physical and financial security, then you can become vulnerable, right? People can come in and try to work on you at the moment when you don't have the energy to deal with them. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please be careful, and I do hope those messages help. Until next time, namaste.